You see the golem right next to you, and you hear the nice whir of the well-oiled machinery, which you instantly know is impossible for them having stood here as long as they have stood here, even for dwarven technology. Yeah, they make enough noise that you can hear the one nearest the desk move.
Visual? Did the golems in the series kill anyone?
Dwarven golems were generally defensive to stop theft. They were rarely used as war machines.
I think you should put the books down.
But these books carry the knowledge that I may be looking for.
Is the knowledge you're looking for worth dying over?
Perhaps it is.
I'm out.
Both golems take a step forward.
I back the fuck away.
Fizz, how fast are you at running?
If this was a dwarven ruin of normal size, I could handle it. These hallways are not going to make it easy.
Oh, well, I'm running. I dive out of the room and start going down into the hallway.
Okay, you come out of the door and you come to a hallway that goes north-south.
Continue down the hallway. Don't know what they're doing.
Which way you go, north or south?
North.
Okay. Are you following him, Ran, or are you going a different direction?
I just leave the room and then just kind of stare and wait for something to happen.
And what is Fizzledust doing?
I'm entranced by the fact that there's golems, and they work, and they're dwarven.
Okay, do a perception check for me.
7.
You notice a faint yellow glow in the vacancy that the 3 books have pulled. That when you pulled out, there's it's kind of like cylindrical in shape as you catch it out of the corner of your eye, staring at the golem nearest you, which is now taking the second step towards you.
I walk over and pick up the item.
Okay, it is a rod about 1.5 feet in length, made out of iron and silver. So the silver is inlaid in a helix sort of pattern up the outside of the rod to a silver knob on the top of it, and it's definitely magical.
Whatever you're doing, Gnome, do it quick.
Most amazing. This appears to be a wand, but it is clearly of dwarven make.
You hear the desk being slid across the floor behind you.
Would I know how to trigger the wand?
Considering you think that pulling the books out is what triggered them, you have no idea what would stop them.
No, the rod. I'm assuming it's a wand, so would I know how to trigger a wand?
Not innately.
Fucking flail that shit, see what happens.
I flick it. Not throwing it, but actually just flick the wrist that I'm holding it with.
What, you're just flicking it just to see what happens?
Generally towards the golem.
Okay. Nothing happens, but the golem kind of stops and looks down at you. You don't get the impression that what you did had any effect on it other than maybe getting its curiosity, which intrigues you even more why a golem would have curiosity.
Most amazing.
And Sinton is heading towards a room to the north that, as he's moving that way, gets colder.
Ghosts and golems.
Have I reached the room?
Not yet, you still are about halfway up the hallway. So what does Fizzledust do?
I try focusing magic through the device.
Okay. Anything specific other than focusing magic through it?
Just with the idea of activation.
Okay. Roll 2 d20s.
6/14.
Nothing happens, but you feel the magic from the amulet become focused into the rod you're holding. and it makes your arm feel kind of cold and numb because you've never felt this sensation before, while at the same time making it feel tingle with and goosebumpy. And the second golem is still pushing the desk as it takes another step forward. And Sinton, the hallway is getting colder as the further north you go.
It's probably a really bad idea, but it's really better than the golems.
And I'm just assuming Ran is standing outside the doorway watching all this, prepared to do something. Either run or
I'm just
help.
waiting.
Okay.
I once again tried to flick the device generally at the golem.
Okay. 2d20s.
11, 12.
You feel the amulet get slightly warm on your chest, and the wand itself gets slightly warm, and the tip of it is glowing a little bit brighter in magic, but nothing happens. Ran and Fizzle Dust need to roll perception, and Sinton is seeing his breath now.
14.
12.
Fizzle Dust notices the room is getting slightly dimmer and a bit colder. And the golem that was pushing the desk has stopped, and the golem that was looking at you is now looking at the other golem.
I believe it is Sinton's turn now.
He's still running unless he tells me otherwise.
No,
2 more turns, he'll be in the room.
Okay, then I once again try and activate the wand.
Okay, roll.
15-4.
Okay, that time there's no change in either one of the two of them, but you get the distinct impression that all you're doing is channeling the magics that are in the amulet into the rod. And the room is now cold enough that you can see your breath.
Fucking ghost's gonna come out again.
Sinton, roll perception.
4.
As you're almost into the room, you see the girl ghost that you saw earlier run from west to east across the room in front of you.
I call out to say wait.
Okay, she doesn't. Are you doing anything different this time, Ran?
I stand more on guard.
Okay. You notice that your wolf's hair on the back of his neck is standing up now, too. And Fizzle, what are you doing?
Why don't you work? Flicking the wand again.
Okay, 2 rolls.
7-2.
You flick the wand, you feel that magic flow from the amulet into the rod, and not knowing exactly what you're doing, the flicking obviously has done some sort of magic, and then the wall that the golem was standing in front of opens up, and you can see a hallway to the south. And then through the door that was opposite the one you entered, you see a dwarf ghost phase through it, and as he phases through it, he thrusts both of his hands in the air, aiming one at each of the golems, and electricity shoots out of him into the golems, and Fizzle Dust needs to roll a dex.
10.
And what was your dex again?
13.
Okay. You manage to jump out of the way as the arcs of electricity spark around the golems, and Sinton is now in the room, and Sinton needs to roll another perception check, and he's cold.
9.
In this room, you see 3 kind of half-domed, almost like doors in the wall, is what your impression is. But they look odd. You've never seen anything like them, but you get the impression that there's some sort of doors in the northern wall. There's 3 of them. And the girl ran into a hallway to your east, and there is nothing to the west but wall. Hey, Ran,
the
what are you
doors
doing?
and go down the east.
Okay.
Thinking, I just saw the security defense force in here. I'm not going to attempt to steal crap.
Okay. So Ran just saw a dwarven mage shoot electricity at 2 golems. What's he doing?
Backing up slightly drawing an arrow, like it'll do much.
Okay. Fizzle Dust can't do anything. He's just stunned.
Dwarven ghosts? Holy shit.
Dwarven mage ghosts.
He hasn't contemplated that far yet.
And Sintin's just running, following the coldness. If you're gonna, I'm just gonna assume you're just gonna follow the hallway as it leads north and then back west as you chase the girl.
Yeah, basically from here on out, I'm chasing the girl.
Okay. And so the electricity hitting the golem seems to have stopped them, and the dwarf now looks at the little gnome holding the rod and the 3 books in his hand. And Ran, I'm assuming, is not doing anything yet?
I see the stopping of the golems as a sign of peace in a way, and I settle down, I guess, whatever it's called.
Okay. What does Fizzle Dust do?
Starts taking her tongue.
Are you a dwarven mage?
Those books. What are you doing with those books?
But books, yes, books. They have the same writing as the amulet I have.
His eyes go wide when you say amulet, and he points a finger at you. Where did you get that?
There was an elven rune, no more than a few miles from here. There was a box that shouldn't have been there, and once I put when the box broke, there was this amulet inside.
All he says, as you see a fireball shoot out of his hand, you should not have the amulet. Are you going to try and dodge it? Are you too much in shock to dodge it?
Too much in shock, honestly.
Is Ran gonna be awesome and jump in the...
The fireball hits you in the chest, and you feel the burning of it, but you only take 2 damage. Okay, Ran.
Oh shit. I attempt to fire an arrow and see if it does anything.
Okay,
But you wish
shoot.
you followed Sintin, huh?
Critical failure, yes, my first.
At least you got it 100%.
Roll a d20 again. Try and get as low as you can.
11.
That's not too bad. As you pull the bow back, and as you're trying to notch the arrow and pull the bow back to fire, the arrow dislodges out of its little nook and just falls out of your hand.
That seems like an appropriate response from saying a go shoot a fireball.
Fizzle Dust, your hairs are singeing. You smell the distinct smell of burnt gnome beard, and this dwarf ghost looks pissed at you. But the books are not damaged at all, and the rod still is holding magic.
But you wish Sintin was there to talk that out.
Rather not have us get killed.
Hey, my persuasion's high. I got you guys to go on an adventure with me.
I did it because I wanted something to do.
Stop! If you want the amulet, take it!
He grins as he throws another fireball, and he says, "There is only one way to get the amulet back."
This one I do try and dodge.
Okay, roll your dex, and you need to roll at least 3 under your dex. So your dex minus 3.
He's fucking dog.
I think I did.
Yep, you dodge the fireball as the fireball blows up in the bookcase behind you.